Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, it's that time again. It's that time again. It's time to crunch numbers. Or let my computer crunch numbers. I think that's a better description. Alright. Why is my thing not working? Oh, there it is. There we go. That was strange, but okay. Huge. I almost thought I didn't, yeah. I thought I didn't turn it on or something. Alright. So today, or rather yesterday, I think I streamed yesterday. I don't remember anymore. I made some progress on the rollers yesterday and today as well. Or rather, it is technically today, but it was like after midnight that I was working on it. But basically, that's the stream. I couldn't figure out how to do the physics tick calculations, or like the rolling of the dice. So I did today, and it didn't go well. I got it working like perfectly. It didn't have any bugs, or there were bugs, but that was not my fault. So I fixed someone else's code. I'm gonna get into that in a bit, but basically I made this abomination. I'm gonna just do that real quick. So this is not the actual one that I made at first, but this is the one that actually works. And the way it works is it counts up to some kind of progress. You can see it here, roll progress. And then, it does its own thing. And that works okay, I guess. And I'm saying that because it doesn't really work that well. I mean, no, it works perfectly fine. I just had some problems with the big type because the normalizing checks and the less than checks and the minus equals and some of the other ones. I actually don't remember what I changed, but I can see. Yeah, there it is. So this is what I did. It's very small changes, well, at least here at the top. But then the rest is like type checks, for example. I couldn't use subtract with anything other than a big, so I fixed that. Now I can use it with a float and an integer. And then is less than had an issue, so I looked at the pull requests and issues on GitHub and found a person who solved it. So I did that as well. I yoinked their code a little bit. Other than that, this is just yesterday's stuff, and this is today's stuff. So I did a lot. But basically, the whole thing here is that the way it works is I got rolls per tick, because we're doing it each tick, not each second. and our tick is 10 times per second. And then, so it's independent of the actual FPS that you have. That's why I'm doing it on a physics stick, because I can change how, like, what's the physics ticks per second in the project settings here. There it is. So I changed that. That was there before, but I just didn't use it in any calculations. But I did now. I got rolls per tick, and then I had this roll progress thing where I basically add the rolls per tick, and then every like while it's greater than or equal to 1, I do this calculation. But the problem is that if you look at it for more than 1 second, it's very clear that you can't actually see, I guess, or no, you can't actually like use this because it has 2 while loops. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm tired. But yeah, it has 2 while loops in this calculation, and that wouldn't be that big of a deal if it didn't have to happen for a shit ton of numbers. This was actually worse because it's also doing it for each roller. It was bad. It's not great. And then I had to make a count because I can't do a for loop on a big number like I can with a int or something. So it's a bad solution, but it works. But the problem with this is that it works until you get to, let's say, bigger numbers, which is literally what this is about. So like my roller is set at base RPS to 1000, so it's going to do 1000 rolls per second, which is a lot, but that doesn't mean it's actually going to roll 1000 rolls per second, or it will, but like on top of that, not only that does the RPS differ, but this is just rolling one dice 1000 times per second, right? This is not overall rolls per second. It's just one dice per second, or one dice roll per second. Then there's number of die. So multiply that by 1000, you know, and we have a big ass number now. And each roll has to also actually roll. It has to generate a random number, which actually is the most, like, it's the fastest calculation from everything, because it's literally just picking a random number between 1 and the number of sides, which in this case is 20. So it's not that bad, but as I said, it's really bad when it goes into numbers that, or if it has to do a lot of rolls per second with big numbers. And this is just one roller, right? So if I give myself 100 coins. Oh yeah, wait, I think I have something set up where it does it automatically. Let's get rid of that for a second. All right. Also, test or debug? No, it's fine. Actually, note for testing. Okay. So, last time we figured out how to do this, how to buy shit. So now I can actually press on it and you know, it works unless I press on the icon, which I have to fix, but that's a visual thing. And you can see it's very fast because it's basically it rolls 1,000 times per second, but it rolls 1,000 die 1,000 times per second. So let's do the numbers real quick. Divided by, or no, it was 1 divided by this number, right? I'm pretty sure. I think so, at least. 1 divided by, no, okay, I don't know the math, but basically it's a lot. It's a shit ton. And if we look at the performance, if I have it on, let's just turn it on. So we have our FPS, we have our process, which is our frame, like render main thread frame, and then physics process, which is our tick that we're doing our calculations on. So let's bring it up. And by default, I think, oh wait, I think I have some printing actually. Or maybe not actually, do I? No, I don't, okay, never mind. Oop. So let's see, monitor. Well, because I'm streaming it, I will have less FPS than usual, but I have around 3,000, right? If I'm not moving with my mouse, because for some reason Godot doesn't like that. I still don't know why. I had to figure that out. It might be something to do with OBS, but it is weird, so I have to look into that. But yeah, 3,000, and if I click on this, I'm gonna buy 1, which would mean each second it's gonna make 1,000 rolls for 1,000 dice, or die, right? D20s. So if I click, and I'm gonna wait, we're already at 20 milliseconds on the, or 21 around, on the physics process, just by 1 click, and look at the drop in FPS already, right? This is 1. Let's do 5. Let's buy 5 of them. We're already down to 600 FPS. And we have 5. Like, yes, this is very fast generation. This is gonna be like mid-game maybe or something, but it's, yeah, it's not great. If I do 10, I'm starting to have 1 FPS, right? 1. This is unacceptable. So I had to fix that, and I came up with basically faking it. Well, I didn't come up with it, but it's basically what Brazak told me. The red cube guy that sometimes hangs out with us on stream. He told me that I will have to do averages of the rolls, and he was right. He told me this before any of this was even a thing. And he was right. So, and I didn't like doubt him or anything, but yeah, yeah, he was right. So basically what I did is not perfect, but I think it's this one. Yeah, it is. I need to get rid of this one. I have 3 versions. Okay. So this is kind of the final one, or the one that works the best. The issue with this one is that it has a 2 while loops, right? And that's not good. And also it has to do the actual calculation, which again, as I said, the rolling isn't that bad. It's literally just a random number between something and something. which is very fast, you know, like it's a C++ call as far as I can remember. So it's fine, even if it's not multi-threaded or something. But then this comes in, right? And as you can see, it's very small. Like if I'm ignoring this and this, is just 2 lines of code pretty much, right? And that's because it looks ugly right now. But the way it works right now is not final, but the way it works is we have a formula. So let's write it down. The formula goes like this. We need an average roll value instead of the actual roll value, even though technically I could roll a shit ton of cube or a die at the same time, and it wouldn't perform that bad, but it's better to not do that because the results are literally almost the same. Because of some smart people that figured this out before me, like the Gaussian randomness and like, you know, I think this is called like poison or poison, I don't know. Basically, what's going on is I'm getting the rolls per tick. So instead of doing rolls per second, I do rolls per tick, which looks like this right now. It's literally just rolls per second divided by the physics tick. That's how you get something per tick. Which technically I could do just divided by 10 because that's what I have, but I have it this way because I'm using physics ticks per second from the project settings. So if I change it in the project, it changes here as well, and it's read only, so I have to you know, I can't like mess it up or something, and everything is synced. So if something else is using physics tick, it runs on the same tick rate basically, unless your FPS is lower than 10. But at that point you're playing on a calculator or a fridge or something, so that's not my issue. But yeah, this is how it works. We have rolls per tick, so RPS, or RPT, I mean. We times that by the average of the roll. So either it's the number of like the result of the roll, or in my case, if it's big numbers, you won't be able to see the difference. So this would be, this is the poison method. I don't know actually how to pronounce it, but it's 1 plus the number of sides. In my case is 20, and then divided by 2. So this is the formula for that. So this can be like 6 or 20 or whatever, and this can be pre-calculated. This is 10.5 if I remember correctly for a D20. And then we times that by, I forgot what I was doing here. Oh yeah, by the number of die. So num of die. So like how many we are throwing basically. That tick, and then the roller count. So how many of the idle rollers are there? And this works perfectly, and we're not getting 1 FPS when we have 10 rollers or however many we had before. So I'm gonna show you this, or at least I hope. The settings are still the same, so we're gonna be throwing D20s. We're gonna be throwing 1,000 of them, 1,000 times per second for each of these. There's a print somewhere. Where is it? This one. Let's get rid of that. So with the 1, let me check the FPS. Let's just chill for a second so it stabilizes and everything. Okay. So again, around 3,000, or right now I have 2,700 because I'm streaming, but usually I have like 3,000 something. And then let's do 5. And you can see that physics process didn't go up at all. Even though we're doing all of that calculation on there. Last time it went up to like 30 milliseconds, which is really bad. That's not the average, by the way. That's like a real-time reading. So it's not like 100% accurate, but you know, it's good enough. But yeah, if I do 10, which last time it brought us to 1 FPS, as you can see, we didn't go anywhere. So I can buy a lot. We can go up to 100, let's say. It's gonna take a while because I have to click for each upgrade. There we go. So we have, let's do the math. Let's do 100 times 1,000 times 1,000. And each time it rolls a d20. That's a lot per second, right? And I don't know if this is correct, but I tried it and it looks correct. I hope my calculations are correct. I actually don't know, but it seems right. And it runs really nice. Like, I still have around the same FPS, if not the same FPS as if when I started. This drop is just because when you drag a window, it does that. I don't know why, but this is a Godot thing, not my game. And I went into extremes and I tested a million of them. So where is it? There it is. So I tested a million of them. So I bought a million rollers with the base RPS of 1,000. So it's gonna do 1,000 rolls per second, and each of those are gonna be 1,000 rolls. So it's gonna roll 1,000 dice 1,000 times per second, but a million for each one. So it's gonna be times million. And it's gonna take a while to. It's gonna lag at first. Oh yeah, I don't have enough money. Never mind. I have to give myself a bunch of money. Let's give myself 100 million. There we go. Okay, so now it's gonna lag like crazy, and it's gonna take a while. And that's just because I am buying a million of these in one frame. So, and that's never gonna happen. I'm not gonna allow anyone to do that. Because that would slow your game down really bad. Unless I do it like multi-threaded or something, which I could, but I don't think it's necessary. There it is. So we have a million of these, which each roll 1,000 d20s 1,000 times per second. And if we look at the monitors, gonna put it here so it's gonna die for a second. We are getting the same FPS, pretty much. And the physics process is basically normal, like 0.4 is usually what I have. So, you know, I cooked a little, and I think I cooked pretty good. It's so funny though, like from going from like 10 rollers with the same settings to 1 FPS to a million rollers with the same settings to 3,000 FPS is insane. So, and it can go even higher. That's the funny part. And this is without upgrades like I actually don't know how I'm gonna do that, but I want to do advantage rolls as well. That's gonna slow it down a bit, but I'm sure it's gonna be fine. All right. So yeah, I'm happy with the results. There is a few problems with it. First, I need to check if it actually is doing what I think it's doing, because I'm not sure. I have to figure that out if it's actually like, doing the numbers correctly. And then I have to figure out advantage rolls. And also, before I do that, actually, I need to figure out a way to do small rolls, because this is taking an average of the dice that I'm rolling, which would be 10.5 in the current case, because I'm doing it with a d20. And I also want to add randomness to the average, because right now it's literally just average. Every single time it's going to be the same. It's not like you're gonna see it, but it's still nice to have some randomness to make it feel like you're throwing it. And it's very easy to do, because we can have deviation. So I can have like some sort of a constant, or I think it's just going to be a constant, or maybe not, I don't know, depending on how I'm going to do it. But yeah, I'm sure it's going to be fine. But the way it's going to work is I will get the average, which I already have, and then I have let's say, as I said, like randomness factor of 2. So that's going to be -2 or +2 for each roll. So every single time a tick happens, the randomness factor is going to just pick a random number, basically. So it's going to do yeah, random offsets. That's what I was going to say. So it would pick a range, a float, let's say, from minus factor to plus factor, as I said, like -2 to 2, let's say. And then I just add it to the average roll value. So if it's 10, I think it's going to change with how many sides you have. I think I will do that. So it feels, more random, I guess. Not that it needs to, because no one cares at this point, but I think it's fine. I think it's not gonna hurt it. So basically, yeah, it's gonna just do, let's say for a d20 it's 2. So it's gonna calculate the average roll value, or the result, and then plus the random offset, and then do the rest. So like times count, times number of die, whatever, times the upgrades and stuff like that, because those are going to be counted for the upgrades. So there's going to be more. The advantage rolls are going to be interesting, as I said, but we'll figure it out, I'm sure. One thing that I have to do is, this doesn't work if the rolls per second is less than 1. And I know why, but it kind of sucks. So because I'm doing times this, you know, the average, so 10.5 in this case, that would be, let's say, 0.1 times 10.5, right? So yeah, it's anything below 1 has to have a different calculation, pretty much. So let's do, yeah, 0.1 times 10.5 is 1.5, or 1.05, sorry. Which still is 1 roll per second, which is not what I want. I want 1 roll per 10 seconds if it's 0.1, because that's what the RPS would be. If it's 0.1 rolls per second, it's 1 roll per 10 seconds. But that's not how that works. So I have to check my math. I have to check if it's correct first. Then we'll figure out what happens if it's below 1 RPS. And it's probably just gonna roll like normally. And then I think I'm gonna make timers actually for that, because I don't think that many rollers are gonna do less than 1 roll per second. By default, at least. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think it's gonna be maybe 1 or 2 of them. And that's gonna be for a very small time, because then you will be able to upgrade really quickly. So, yeah. And I would like to do price changing as well today. I don't know if we will have time, because I want to kind of have the rolling done today, but we'll see. Oh, and if I do it correctly, I don't know if this is going to be true, but right now there's a limit on how many sides I can have. I mean, there's a limit for everything, but the count of like how many rollers of each type I have is an integer number, and that can be changed, I hope, to a big, so you can have like I don't know, sextillion, like a shit ton of the roller type, of each roller type, because that wasn't possible before. And also that means that the sides of a cube or a dice can be infinite, but I don't know if I want to deal with that, so I think I'm gonna cap it at like 125 or something, so it can stay as a integer, I think, because I would also like to visualize it as a 3D model. So each time you upgrade, it's gonna be a different thing. I was thinking of making it a cube or a sphere when it's like at those high numbers, but we'll see. I don't think I want to do that, so we'll see. We'll see what's gonna happen. But for now, I wanna see if my math is correct. So if someone is in the chat and wants to fact check me, wants to math check me, go on. I'm more than happy to show you my code, to show you my calculations. They're right here, actually. I should probably also do RPT, as in like rolls per second divided by physics ticks per second. That makes more sense. So there it is. That's the actual calculation. It's rolls per second. I should probably rolls per second. This is how many times we roll a 1 dice, divided by the physics ticks per second, times whatever this is. So let's do 20 instead. We do a number of dice sides, right? Or what do you call them? It is sides, right? I think. I actually don't know what the terminology for that is. Yeah, it is, right. I hope so, at least. There we go. So we have that. I think it's correct, but maybe not. Maybe I missed something or I'm doing it wrong. But we can actually check it ourselves, like doing it manually on a calculator. So I'll do that. So let's say, I mean, I did this before, but maybe even this was wrong. So who knows, you know? I don't think so, but I checked it and it was really close, like insanely close to the real numbers, I guess, if you want to call it that, like real random numbers. So let's say I have 1 roll per second, right? So each second I wanted to roll once, just 1 d20, that's it, right? So let's do 1 divided by 10. That's how many rolls we do per tick, which would be 0.1. Times 10.5, which would be our average, times 1 times 1. And that is 1.05, which is correct. I think that's 1 roll per second. I think that's how that works. Yeah. Let's say we want... Let's say we want 3 rolls per second, right? So each second... So let's do 3 divided by 10 times 10.5 times 1, which is 3.15. That's 3. Yep. That seems about right. I'm starting to realize something though. We have 3.15, which it is average, but it's not actually a whole number. It makes sense, but I'm trying to... I just realized that I kind of want it to be a whole number, because you can't have a 3.15 dice roll. That's not how that works. So we need to round it or lower it, one of those two. And I'm not sure which one, honestly. I don't think it matters, but I want to see if it would make more sense on one or the other. Because that's the average roll value, but I also wanted to... Or no, that's not the average roll value. That's the... Oh yeah, it is, never mind. It's not the total roll value, because we want to convert that into coins, which, again, you can't have 1.5 coin. Well, kind of, but not in this world. So I either need to floor it or round it. I didn't think about that because I don't have decimal places turned on, I'm pretty sure. When I'm doing... let's do it with a normal Let's do a test real quick. So we do 1 roll per second. Or no, we do 3 rolls per second actually. Let's give ourselves 100 coins so we can buy the default or the test roller. We will be rolling 1 die d20. We don't need this. What else? I think that's it, right? I'm not sure, but I think that's everything. Yeah. It's very fast. I don't think that's supposed to happen. I think it's too fast, no? Also, I wanted to where was it? We want to see decimal places. Yeah, so this is bad. We want this to be 0 all the time. I don't think this is correct now that I think about it. No, it's not. No, it's not. Okay. Something is wrong. Oh no, wait, no, it can be right. Let's do a one-sided dice. That's gonna be fucking weird, but I don't think it's gonna work, but we'll see. Oh, maybe it is right. Wait a minute. Wait, is it? No, I'm confused. Wait, what the fuck am I doing? Because technically it is. Technically it is correct, because it is doing it 1 times. It is rolling 1 time, like, you know, 1 dice per second, which is one-sided. But in a way where each tick it's actually doing a decimal place, which is correct. But I don't like how that works, honestly. But I don't think there's a better way to do it, now that I think about it. Maybe there is. Because the second I floor it or round it, it's not gonna work anymore, I don't think. I think, at least, I'm not sure. I have to open my window, give me a second. Okay. So, what are we doing? Because technically it is correct. It's just that the coins are kind of weird, I would say. Let's just say that much. I could truncate it, but that's not gonna work either. Because the second I do that, it's not gonna work for small values, or any values, actually, now that I think about it. I don't think it's gonna work. Because the average roll value is 0.1 now, with all this setup, I think. Which doesn't make sense. I actually don't know anymore. Because the second we do a 6-sided die, right? Let's do 6 sides. It's gonna be too fast. Like, this is not 1 roll per second. You know what I mean? So it is wrong. Maybe I'm just messing stuff up. Or like doing, what do you call it? I think I'm just doing the math in the wrong order or something. I think I am. Because this is gonna give me an average. Which is kind of what I want, but not really. Because look at this, if I turn on this monstrosity again, that is correct. Right? If we do a 2-sided die, right? Yep, that works. So it's either gonna jump by 1 or 2 each second, right? And if we check with this again. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. I have to get rid of this. Goodbye. Look, this is so fast. That's funny though. I mean, technically it should be close enough for big numbers, but not for small numbers. Yeah, I'm not sure. Because this is, again, this is just a roll value. But I need to somehow... let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure. I thought it was working, but it kinda is at higher numbers, not at these numbers, like lower numbers. But even at high numbers, it doesn't work flawlessly because it's not a whole number that it rolls to. And even if it did, it's still not correct. At least I don't think it is. I could do a hybrid of these two. I don't like how this works though. I would need to change it a bit, I think. Or maybe not, but depends. Um, Maybe I'm thinking about this wrong. My question is, why does it work on big numbers and not small numbers? Because look at this. This is what I don't get, right? I have this thing where it will buy one roller, right? And then run for 10 seconds, and then it's gonna print the coins, and then quit the game, right? So let's just run it. It's 32, right? Let's try that again. It should be the same number, because this is not random. This is just averaged, at least for now. Yep. Well, almost. Technically it is still random, but that kind of depends on a lot of stuff. Let's try again. 30. Maybe I read it wrong the first time, but yeah, let's just say 30, right? Let's do one more, just for good measure. $31. So around 30, right? 32, 31, 30. Now, let's do the same logic. Why was I doing it twice? Maybe that's why. Oops. Hold on. Let's try that again. That's why it was random. I was like, why is it random? It shouldn't be random. $18. This is gonna be random. 16. So it should only vary by 2 each time. Or 1. 1 or 2. Maximum of 2 is what I meant. 15. It's going down slowly, apparently. Is my math wrong? No, it can vary a bunch. Never mind, I'm stupid. 17. All right. Let's do one more. So we have 18, 17, 16, 15. $11. I should have done it with 1 actually. I'm gonna do that. Size of that is 1. It's gonna roll 1d1 per second. So we should have 10 coins by the end. Yeah, we do. Each time. If it's done correctly, that is, but it should be. Yep, there we go. Now, let's do the same, but with this one. What do you mean not enough money? Oh, because I clicked on it. Oops. There we go. Forgot it just does it for me. And look at that, it's 10. And it's gonna be 10 every single time. Yep. Now, the problem begins when the number of sides is more than 1. So let's do 6. Or actually, no. Yeah, sure. It doesn't really matter. Let's do 6. So this is the average. $35. And it should be 35 every single time. Because it's the average. Yep. And then it's gonna vary a bit, but it should be somewhere around there. It should be around 35. Maybe. It's probably gonna be really bad, but it should be around 35. 37, yep. Let's try it again. $35. Let's try it again. $29. $34. Let's do one more. $34. So yeah, it is around 35 each time. I'm gonna do one more just because there was ads running, so I'm waiting. $29. Yep. So it is around 35. That's the average, I would say. Which works. That's how it works. So technically it is correct. Then I'm even more confused. Because that means an RPS of 0.1? Or actually, no, let's do 2. That way... Wait, I just realized that the number of rolls... Or... Yeah, the number of rolls per second... Oh, actually, no, that's... the number of die and the number of rolls per second is basically the same thing, which kind of makes sense, but one of them is global and the other isn't. But this should be twice as much. So 54. $75, that's a lot. $65. This is gonna vary a bunch. That's the biggest issue. $78. I don't even know what the average is actually. I didn't check. $68, around 70 probably, I would say. 75 maybe. Let me see. Let's get rid of that. So this is the same thing, but like this. $70. Yep, I was right. It was around 70. We can try adding the variation, I guess. What do you call it? And let's see if that gets us better results. I just don't like that it's a decimal number. I mean, I'm not ever gonna show it. It's just kinda, you know, not great, so. Yeah. Also, it looks kind of weird on low numbers. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm either gonna keep it and then not tell anyone. Because if you're not looking at the, well, it can be kind of weird, but I have two options. I can either have it do it manually, like it is right now, or like it is here, I mean, and then switch to this average when certain criteria is met or something, which could actually work. I think that could be nice. Or just not care. I could do both. We'll see. But let's do the deviation. Let's do the, or whatever you want to call it, like randomness offset, I guess. Randomized roll value plus the plus the thing. So let's, but I don't know how to calculate that. I wonder what would happen if I didn't do this, like the average, but just do the actual roll. Because I could do that too, technically. Like I can just say random randy range from 1 to number of sides, or sides of dice, I mean. That technically could work, I think. Interesting that it still has the decimal, but I think I know why, so. Let's do 1. What is is it D6? It is. So 1d6 per second. Yes. So let's do this first. How performant is that though? That's the question. 36. That's not bad. Let's get rid of that string so I can just do this. It's getting long. $33. All right. $38. It's gonna be a low one. Yep, 29. $35. Okay. Now let's try this. Oh, wrong number or button. It doesn't work. What the fuck? Why? Oh, because I'm stupid. So around 35, right? Was it? I think. I should have. Why am I stupid? I can just write it down. 36, let's say. It is very accurate with the rolls as well. So it is technically still rolling random numbers. It's just the way it does it is different. It's faster. That's what it is. 35. Is it always going to be 35? It can't be, right? Also, I just realized that I'm not using my RNG object. 30. Okay. First of all, RNG dot Randy. There we go. Because that way I can set the seed and everything if I needed to. It's around 35 every single time. And I don't know if it's just luck. It might be. 36. All right. It is 35 a lot. Really? There's no way. Am I just that lucky, or is it just the way it calculates stuff? Because it is rolling for each one. I'm pretty sure. It is picking a random number. 37, there we go. Is it gonna be 35 again, please? No. Oh. Please. Don't be 35. No, it's gonna be 35, isn't it? 34. Okay, sure. Let's try this one again. $25. What? Am I doing this correctly? I am. Wow. How many of them are there? One. That is the same, yeah. That's insane. There's no way, right? Is it just that the average is just worse or something? I don't get it. It's very close. It's very close to 35 every single time. It feels like there's no difference between not using the or using the average and using the randomness, honestly. It feels like it's the same every single time. See, because now we have like 40. I've never had that before with the other one. But maybe the way I'm doing this is wrong. Who knows? Maybe my other calculation is wrong, you know? 33. All right. $34. Okay. Maybe I'm going insane. Let's try again. I mean, it is the average still, but is it? 34. What the fuck? Am I doing this correctly? It's always 35. But that makes no sense. I feel like this isn't doing what it's supposed to, but it has to. What? Yeah. There's no way, right? Let's see. This is how we will know. No, it is correct. It is doing random numbers. How is that possible? I think it has to do with the rolls per tick. Probably. Let's see. It has to be something to do with this. There's no way. Because it would be 0.1, right? Times whatever the number is. And that's it, because these are all above 1. No, there's no way. What? It does make sense. Why is it not working then? I'm confused. What is happening? I'm very confused. Why is this always so perfect, even with a random number? What? I'm going insane. Something isn't right, and I don't know what. It's gonna be 35 again. It's 37. Okay, that's better, but it's not like 40 or 20. It's never insane numbers for some reason. Or maybe I'm just very unlucky. Let's say I was mega lucky, right? And I did 6 every single time, no matter what. I just rolled 6s. That makes sense. How much? 60. Yeah. That is correct, yes. Because if I do 1 roll per second and I'm doing it for 10 seconds and my tick is 10 frames per second, or 10 ticks per second, and I'm rolling 6s, I'm gonna have 60 coins. Yeah. What? What is wrong with that? I don't understand. This is so confusing. This should work, and it does. What? Okay. Random number. Let's do 2-sided dice again. I'm going insane. What? What is happening? It is correct, but it's not at the same time. $14. Alright, let's do that again. It should be different from 14. And it was. No, it's not. 14.9. Close enough. Why is my mic peaking so hard? Is it really that bad? Hello. It isn't peaking, what the fuck? Anyways, what was it? 15. Hello. That's a one-off. But it's still not like big, you know? Like, it's still not like... Oh, this is so weird. 15. Yeah, there's not much of a difference, honestly. $15. But when I do this, it's gonna be massively different. How is that possible? I don't understand. It's my own it's my own math. Why am I not understanding what I wrote? Or I did, but like why is it 15? Yes. What should be like 10 now or some shit? I don't think that's actually possible, but still. Maybe it is. It's technically 15. Okay, you can get unlucky if all of your rolls are 1, then it can be 10. But wouldn't that apply to the first one as well? 15. What the fuck? Now it works. Is it just with higher numbers? I'm going insane. I'm actually going insane. Is it gonna be 15? No way. What is happening right now? Was it just luck? Uh, it's gonna be 15. No way. Is it doing it correctly? Let me check. 2, 4, 5. Okay, so it is random. It's either 1 or 2. It's gonna be 15, isn't it? 14, okay. It's literally just luck, then. I'm just really unlucky. But still, this feels very... It still feels very average, if that makes sense. Like, it feels like there's something that is keeping it around the same number. Which makes no sense because it's literally random. You know what I mean? Oh, oops. That makes no sense. I don't get it. Okay, now it's doing better. So it literally is just luck. Interesting. All right. Good to know then. I wonder how it is with big numbers then, like massive numbers. This looks so ugly. I need to fix that. Let's do it. Um, let's roll 10 D2s. No, let's roll 8, actually. Just to be interesting, I don't know. Let's roll 8. Okay. 125. Which one am I testing right now? The real one. Okay. 125. 122. I think the higher the number, the more variation there is. Or there can be. But that still makes no sense. 119. 122 and 119 were the biggest ones. Okay. So 22 and 19. '22 again. Let's see. '21, okay. So it's around 22 and 19. Let's try this one. $19, okay. $27. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. We have a, but this is interesting because this is not the, this is the averaged or whatever. I don't even know what to call it anymore. It's not really averaged. 20. Interesting. This one seems more varied now. That's interesting. It's just probably luck though. Technically they're doing the same thing. One, okay. Technically they're doing the same thing, but one of them doesn't show the decimal. And it stores it internally as a roll progress variable. But it's way slower. Like, it's insanely slower. 15! Wow, okay, this one is very varied. Very varied. I hate English. $24. Okay. It is very similar. So we still can use this then. Let's do again 1,000 with 1,000 and D20s. And let's buy, where's my ready? Let's buy 1,000 of them. Will I have money? No. Let's give myself money. If one costs 100, I don't need. Why am I doing this either? Or anyways, I can just do this as 0 and then base price to 0. Is that gonna work? I don't know. I think so, because then it's for free. So yeah, there we go. You can just make it free. Let's see the performance, but I think it's gonna be fine. $106 million. Yeah. Let's run it for 20 seconds. Where's my timer? This is confusing. Ready? 20 seconds. Yeah. So we have more data. And let's buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 million of them. It's gonna lag like crazy for a second. I hope it actually doesn't lag my stream, but it should be fine, hopefully. There it is. Let's let it run for 20 seconds. All right, 209 trillion. Yeah, that seems about right. So 0.5 and then, or yeah, around there. And then 2,800, let's say. So I think we're good. So 2800, and then let's do a 2 milliseconds process time on this one. And instead of doing it like this, we do the average. So let's do that now. There we go. 2800, 2 milliseconds, I think it was, or something like that. You can check the VOD later. But it should be fine. Let's see. It's gonna lag like crazy again. Testing performance while streaming isn't the best idea, now that I think about it. But it's okay, you know? It's not like I'm making a open world 3D game where I need to test performance. Then it would tank. But this is mainly CPU stuff, so then I'm doing encoding on my GPU. Should be fine. Okay, let's see. Okay, it's literally the same. So I think I don't even have to do this. I can just ask for a random number. I think that works. It's the same. 2 milliseconds. Yeah. It's literally the same. Maybe on a big scale, but this is kind of a big scale, so I don't know. Maybe on a larger scale it should be fine, but that means I have more variation. Oh yeah, give me a second. Wait, what's my time zone again? CST GMT +2. All right. Okay, I just need to reply. All right. I think this is nice. we're actually, we don't have to worry about anything. The only weird part is like it's gonna look weird to people, but I don't think anyone cares, honestly. It's fine. Like technically it's telling the truth anyways. And we figured out that it works on the lower you know, RPS. So yeah, like if I do 0.1, that's it rolls every 10 seconds, but technically oh yeah, I forgot why it lags. I forgot that I'm buying a million rollers on one single frame, and that's why it lags. Never gonna do that, but in the game, but technically I could with, as I said, like yeah, this looks weird. I'm getting like very fast money, right? Even though I should be rolling every 10 seconds, but it's still the same number, if that makes sense. If I actually did roll it every 10 seconds. So it looks weird, but it's correct. It's actually correct. It's just that the way I'm, doing it, it's kind of weird. So, but it works. It's exactly the same. And we don't even need to do the average because it's as fast as doing a random number, which I didn't think of, but that makes sense, kind of. Not really, but still. It's funny because technically a random number is just calling to C++, so it should be fine. What is this? Hello, Brazak. I see you lurking. How's your day/job? Very tiring. Woke up at 6 to bike to an hour. Jesus. It's like me in 2 days. Instead of biking, I'm gonna walk for 2 hours. Maybe. And then back as well, which is funny. To do it daily. Damn. That's not great. I would not be able to do that shit daily. I would get a no health insurance. How is that possible? Aren't you a part of a job? They have to do that. That's kind of weird. That is very strange. They have to do it. Oh, is it because of like citizenship bullshit? I'm assuming. I see, I see. Well, good luck on that. I'm sure you will figure it out. Oh my god. Oh, I've been staying for too long, like overnight, because of this project. Because it's a bunch of math that I have to learn. um, but I like it. It's just that I don't get sleep either. But I mean, honestly, if you get a good rhythm going, like going to sleep early and waking up and biking every single day, you're gonna be fucking jacked. You're what do you call it? You're gonna be healthy as fuck, and also your legs are gonna be like mega uh muscular. So that's a W. And I know that because when I used to do parkour and free run and shit like that, like flips and shit, like gymnastics, if you did a backflip every single day, at least one, you would get abs in a year or something. Like, it's insane. And the same would apply to biking for an hour every single day, or technically 2 hours because you need to go back, right? I'm not sure, but yeah. Now we just need to work on the sleep schedule, I guess. But I'm sure you will do it. I believe. Real trap shit. real. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, game. It's playable, kind of, not really. It's not a game yet, but I don't know how long you've been chilling here for, but I present you my Formula V1. Technically, this doesn't work anymore. This is not a thing. Let's get rid of that. Random or roll 1 dice. So this is how it works. Rolls per second of the roller. In this case, it's, let's say, 1. Divided by physics ticks per second, which is 10. That gives me rolls per tick. And then we multiply that by the random number, so 1 roll, which would be, let's say you have a d20, it's from 1 to 20. And then the number of die you have, not the roller, that's different. And then how many rollers you have. And that gives you the final roll number per tick, I think. Yeah. That's cursed. It works. It actually works, I'm not kidding. This is literally how and I just tested it for like how much? Let's say for an hour. The results are basically almost the same. They're actually better if I'm using real random numbers like here instead of doing this, which is the average, because you know it's the average is gonna be the same every single time. But the way it's displayed is kind of cursed, because instead of it, I'm gonna show you. Let's just get rid of a shit ton of. Let's roll 1 die. Let's do 1 d20 each second. So let's do base RPS 1. So we'll do 1 roll of 1 d20 per second, right? Where's my ready function? Let's buy one of them. And we'll do it for 10 seconds. All right. So now it's gonna buy. I forgot to do something. Where is it? Where is my physics process? There we go. Now we can see it. So this is 1 d20 roll per second. It looks weird, but I'm gonna show you why. Because you're like, wait, that doesn't seem like it rolls once per second. But it does, kind of. Not really, but I'll show you why. So it rolled 108, or you know, the thing was 108 coins at the end of those 10 seconds. It auto closes and then shows me the last value after, you know, when 10 seconds elapses. So let's try it again, because it's going to be different, but not that much different. 105, right? Now this abomination, that I'm not going to even explain how it works, actually does it for real. And it's very, 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 very slow, and I hate it. But it was my first time doing it, so... And now you can see, what? Wait a minute, this is actually 1 roll, or 1 d20 whirlpool per second. It actually, like, counts up per second. 71, let's try that one more time. So the counting is once per second, as it says, right? 157, let's try again. just gonna be very varied now that I think about it, because I can be really unlucky with a 73 with a d20 because it's from 1 to 20. So this is not a good comparison, but so yeah, it's around 100, I would say, right? Depending on how lucky you are. Now, let's do it again, but with my cursed thing, as you said. Same thing. And as you can see, again, it looks weird. Like, this is not how that works. Because it updates it every tick. But the numbers are the same. So if we get lucky like before, we can get 70. We just have to be, or unlucky, whatever you, however you think about it, I guess. 113. Now we're getting really lucky. I kind of want to get unlucky so I get a 70, like we did last time. Oh, it looks like it. Never mind, 95. But yeah, it depends. But it's basically the same thing. But way less work and way more efficient, like insanely more efficient. If I bought 10 of these rollers with this function, I would get 1 FPS. Only 10 of those rollers. I can buy 1 million of these with this function, or whatever this is, and it's still fine. I still have like 3000 FPS, so you know. I think that's a W. It might be cursed, but it works. It just looks weird because it counts up every tick, but technically the rolls per second are correct. It is rolling once per second. 1d20 per second. It's just that it ticks up differently. And maybe there is a way to, you know, there might be a way to actually do it every single second instead of each tick. With this this is not what is actually, it's not an average roll value. I just have it called that because it's old, but yeah, it works. It actually does work, so I'm proud of it. It just looks weird. It's very cursed, but it works. My enemy is gonna be advantage rolls. And also I need to see if the number of rolls and rolls per second have to be different, because technically they're the same thing. Because if the rolls per second is 100, you're rolling 100 dice technically, or 1 dice 100 times, right? And if you have 100 dice but your roll is 1, then it's the same value. But I don't know. I think I'm gonna keep it. I think I'll keep it. All right. Is the music loud enough, by the way? I don't know if it is. Yeah, but this looks fucking ugly. I need to... this looks bad. This? Okay. This? ass. I need to actually make it a good function and also optimize it, because one of the things that I can optimize is instead of doing this each time, this can get, you know, rolls per tick can be updated once only when rolls per second is updated, instead of, you know, doing it every single time, which is kind of redundant because it's going to be the same thing every single time, so it doesn't need to do that. And then also the count, as I said before, can be a big number instead of an int as it is now. But before I do that, I want to implement advantage rolls, because yes. Um, that reminds me. Look at this shit. I found bugs in the big type. Well, 3 of them. This one wasn't by me. I just went onto issues and looked at something that wasn't merged because I was having problems with it. So you couldn't use the subtract without, you couldn't use subtract with any number other than big. So a float or int doesn't work. So I fixed that by type checking. And then this, sometimes when you added, let's say you had 10 and you added 1, or wait, how was it again? I don't remember, but it was like, instead of it doing like 11, it would do like 1,000 or some shit. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was a rounding error, because instead of it being actually 10.0, it would be like 9.99999, and then, you know, it would shit itself. So I fixed that. Sounds like fun, yeah. I was like, what is happening? Like, I'm doing something wrong. And then I looked at the codes and figured out that the normalize function is fucked up. So I fixed it. And now it works. Because there's an is equal approx function in the GD script, and I used that. So I said, yo, is the mantissa almost equal to 10? Or if it's bigger than 10, and then it works. And here it's the same thing, basically. I just added the is equal approx and it works. So, yippee. But I'm sure I will find more, because they stopped updating, or they stopped closing and merging issues and PRs and whatever. So I have to do it myself, which is not great, but yeah. I did it, so yippee. Give me a second. All right. Had to reply real quick. All right. What am I doing? What am I doing? Advantage rolls. How are we gonna do those? So it's an upgrades, which I already store right here. Oh yeah, we don't need this anymore, by the way. Goodbye. Bye-bye. I kind of want to keep it, but I have this stream if I need it, so I'm probably fine. I can just go look on YouTube later. Um, what's it gonna do? Oh yeah, this can be a big count. It's gonna yell at me because this has to be big. And then roll progress doesn't exist anymore. This will be make this into a var with a getter, or no, we make this into a var, and RPS has to have a setter that calculates RPT. There it is. And then this is fine, we don't care about that. This is gonna shit itself, but we can fix that because I already have it here. Continue. Oh yeah, I was like, this sounds like Rob Scallion, and it is Rob Scallion, damn. I know my artists, wow. That's crazy. He made a video. So this guitar is on a delay pedal, but he made a video where he has 3 other people with him, and each of them are playing one measure, or like, what is it called? I think it is a measure. Like one thing behind, one beat, whatever you want to call it. So it sounds like a delay, but it's just 4 people playing, or 3, I don't remember. And it took them like so many hours. Even though they're playing the same thing, they have to like time it right. It's a good video. It's a really good video. Where's my other count stuff? They should all be bigs. This one, yeah, that works. Yeah, they are, okay. That should work, right? It sure does. Yep, same as before. Nice. Okay. Is there any to-dos that I need to figure out? Oh yeah, right. I'm gonna do that later. Any fix me's? Oh yeah. Okay, I'm gonna also do that later. Let's focus on the thing. I think I should rename this into a real role, because, or I'm actually not sure. No, I'll figure this out later. This because that will be only used for the player now, so it should be fine. Also, Brazak, I am gonna put you on a sick ass game. There's a demo out that you can play. It's called. That's a good question. What the fuck is it called? Hold on, give me a second. I got it for half off because I am that good or something. I don't know. Why is Steam not loading? Nothing is loading right now. It's shitting itself. What is happening? What the hell? It's deadlock. I mean, yeah. I still have to open that game so I can invite you. I still didn't do it. God damn. Okay, my Steam isn't opening. Give me a second. I'm gonna actually open it as an app. It's gonna be better. I noticed. Yeah, I will do it whenever I'll open the game myself. I don't know when that's gonna be, but hopefully soon. Oh my god, why is Steam opening for like, why is it taking like 50 minutes to open Steam? What is wrong with my PC? Thank you. It's called Spellbook Demon Slayers. There's two versions. You need to look for the demo version, not the actual version that is out, because those are two completely different games. It has amazing music. It has Polyphia type beats. It's fun. It's fast. It's really good. You should try it. Spellbook Demon Slayers demo. It's like a cyberpunk girly with huge tits on the on the capsule art. All right. I'm gonna be ending soon though. What was I gonna do? Oh, advantage rolls, right. I am not gonna be able to do that today, I don't think. How do we even do advantage rolls? I need to mark it down somewhere. Advantage rolls, where would I guess it would be here. To do make this not look like ass. Also implement advantage rolls. Is that how you spell that? I don't know. Probably. Apparently not, but I don't have it here. Maybe if I do it here. Yeah, it is okay. I'm so good. Alright, it works. EP. And it's fast. That's all I need. W stream, I think. W progress. It looks like nothing changed, but there was a lot of back and forth and testing and stuff, so a lot changed. It just doesn't show. All right, let's I'm gonna check who's alive. Crimson, Aramas. I don't know if I wanted to. Rain. I guess we can raid Rain or Crimson. Yeah, fuck it. Rain time. She is making a hot guy or something. So let's say hi and look at the hot guy. Anyways, stream maybe on the weekend or tomorrow. I don't think it's gonna be tomorrow. It's probably Friday or the weekend. We'll see. Whenever I have time, I guess. But yeah, for now, thanks for hanging out. Something. See you next time. And maybe next stream it's actually gonna be somewhat playable, or we'll be making content or something. I don't know. Or a lot of testing, actually. I think that's gonna happen. But technically we are making content. Now it's done, like this. We just need to do the advantage rolls. For now, it's done, basically. Then we need to implement the buy upgrade system, which is gonna be simple enough, and like, you know, the shop that you can buy not rollers, but like other stuff at. And then we'll add more rollers, and then we'll start testing it and playing the game a bit, and then stuff and things, and maybe do playtesting. But yeah, anyways, I'll see you on the weekend most likely. Goodbye.